Yesterday at the end of the show, I was searching for something that really affected me. There are a couple things that have happened in the realm of reproductive rights in the past year that have affected me. I consider myself in this area I think I'm very moderate, which maybe is upsetting to some folks. I felt because just from a political stance, right, morally, I've said this and angered a lot of women on it, but morally, I think, you're making a mistake when you decide to have an abortion. I think that's something that you have to live with. That's your decision. You've made it. I think most women regret that in the end, and I think morally, it's going to be something you have to wrestle with for the rest of your life, and your partner, whoever the father is. And I've always said viability. Once viability comes, then that's the game changer for me. Unless you're putting the mother at risk health-wise, then it's the decision she has to make. But I tell you, watching some of the incredibly smart people, very inspirational people talk about this in the last year, I've moved even further and further closer, I think, to the idea that life begins at conception. I don't know how you can wrestle that politically, right? I don't think there is a come to Jesus moment for everyone. I don't think you can ever get there. But when I saw the video of the spark that happens when sperm hits the egg, that was very powerful for me. And when I heard this father, this holy person, talk about a baby's life and a mother, this also had an effect on me. But if what he says, when you're going to hear what he says here in a second, if what he says doesn't move you, I think you might have to reassess yourself. Take a step back from your own self and say, am I living a life where I'm just too cold and too hard? Because when he discusses the relationship between a mother and a child, and when he describes what happens even after the child is out of the mother's body, if that doesn't impact you almost to the point of tears, I'm not sure anything ever will. When I was listening to him and I was thinking about my mother, when he was explaining this to me, I just felt even a stronger connection, if that makes any sense, a stronger bond. And when you think about what he's about to tell you and the idea that you would take that life, it's very callous. But if what this preacher, this father has to say is remotely true, I don't know how you can ever even think about having an abortion again. Guy's name is Father Donald Calloway. And here are his words.
Any woman who becomes pregnant, okay, even if that woman suffers a miscarriage, even if that woman tragically makes the wrong choice and gets rid of the life within her through an abortion, or if the baby comes to full term and sees the light of day, cells are exchanged between the mother and the child, living cells, so that after either a miscarriage, tragically, sadly, an abortion, or birth, those cells will remain in your body, ladies, for the rest of your life. You have, and if you didn't know it, you're probably going to start crying. You have living cells of all your children in your body right now. Right now. Even if you had a miscarriage. Right now. That's not it. It doesn't end there. That's amazing. But it also happens the other way. That us, all of us, who come from a mother. We have the cells, living cells, of our mothers in us, in our bodies. The scientists were kind of joking around with it, and they said, maybe this will help explain how we always say that mother has some intuition about her children. She always knows when something's not right. You can try and fake it, and I did. The scientist said it's not that your mother's looking over your shoulder, she's in your shoulder. Somehow there's such an intimate bond between a mother and her children that there's this living exchange of cells that happens for the rest of life. And in the life of the mother, scientists discovered that when a woman becomes sick, who has been a mother, they noticed certain clusters of cells from her body going to the ill area in her body. Whatever it was, whatever area, there would be a cluster of cells that would go to this area and would be seeking to make her well, to fight off whether it was a disease, whether it was a sickness, whatever it was. And guess what cells those were? The cells of your children. See, maternity has its blessings, big time. That's why even at the beginning, when Adam and Eve fell, when God says, you will be saved through childbearing, the word saved literally means health. Ultimate salvation is eternal life with God, ultimate health. When those cells run to the defense of the mother, even if the child no longer is here on earth through a miscarriage or through an abortion, your child is fighting to save your life in your body.
So an aborted baby is still fighting for the life of the mother 30 years, 40 years down the road. That last part absolutely blew me away. Blew me away. I don't have any words to try to make it more impactful for you. If that doesn't impact you, I don't know what will. That the cells of the children will fight to save the mother. And how do you abort that baby now?